JonSnow, and he's going for a 14 pool, Grant.
Ooh, JonSnow knows that Grant's tired. He knows that Creighton's tired. He wants us to go to bed. Yep, this is a very aggressive opening here from JonSnow. It also, there's a possibility he's doing this because he is concerned about a 2-racks, and Future loves a 2-racks.
He definitely does.
Or a proxy rat. And yeah, it does look to be it's definitely a more economic version of this early pool. You can see he's getting a hatch down still at 17 supply. So he has this early pool. He will probably make 4 lings very quickly. He'll have his queens out much, much quicker. It sets him behind a little bit, but it's really not as much as you'd think considering the safety it gives you.
Yeah, not a crazy build by any stretch of the imagination. I'm really excited to see how Future responds, and if Future can get that famous early Future aggression in somehow. Looks to just be a Reaper expand for now, but he's got a lot of play that he can move on. We do see the 6 links coming out for JonSnow. They should be heading across the map quite soon. But great, let's take a moment to explain. I like to usually give the viewers a quick indication of where these players are in the group stage round robin format. Right now, Future is in 3rd place in the group with a 4-1 record. 9-3 map score. Not bad at all. He lost 1 series, and I'm not sure who he lost to, but either Estrella or Namshur is my guess. Very good place for him right now. JonSnow has been mathematically eliminated from the bracket, or from the group stage already. He's 1-4. His map score is 3-8. So this match for him is just a chance for redemption and a chance to get $100 in his pocket.
Yes. Yeah, it's really important here. For a little bit of pride as well, of course. JonSnow he's one of those players that I very much, if you'd have asked me when this event started, oh my god, he loses a drone as well, who was going to get through the group, I'd have put a couple of Buckley Doodles on him. But unfortunately, it's not quite worked out this event. I'm not sure if he's still in school and he's, not playing as much, or whether luck just wasn't with him,
Yeah.
But Future is really good. Like a Cheeseadelphia champion.
Yes.
Once or twice.
Yes.
Incredible player. Yeah, came to Europe. He did very well in that Australian tournament. Did he win that? The Ozcraft one?
I'm not sure.
I'm looking now. I have a feeling he did. Yes, he did.
Nice.
So he won that, which included a lot of other very, very good players, including some of the top Australians, and Vindicta was there too. So Future is one of those players who is going to be subject to a pause right now, because JonSnow needs a pause.
Yes, interesting. A pause so far, and JonSnow has not said anything about why that pause is occurring. So we'll head back to our break screen and wait for just a moment. I will also point out, just because I was part of the event for this. Whoa. JonSnow just left the game, Grant.
Yeah.
No explanation.
Not really sure what's going on. It's a possibility that he's had a keyboard problem. Yeah, keyboard having issues. And that's why he couldn't type, because JonSnow's the type of player who knows the etiquette. When you pause, you type.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can swap that over and we can resume from replay pretty soon.
Yes.
I doubt they'll regame. We should just resume.
Yeah.
But we'll be getting straight back into this one as JonSnow fixes his keyboard.
I was just going to point out, Future was also a player in the American Thunder League Season 2, which I don't know if you heard about that, Grant. It was so much fun. It was a small tournament, $400, I think, total.
Okay.
But the map pool was every map from history with the word station in the name. Yeah, so it's Habitation Station,
Sejong.
Way Station, King Sejong Station, like 8 maps or something. Super fun. Zombie Grub and I got to cast that, but Future got second place behind Massa in that one. So I'm a little surprised to see JonSnow already out. I definitely thought he was going to be doing well, but as we've said, with almost every single group in both Europe and North America, it's a really hard group, Grant. It's so hard. Group B right now featuring Namshar, Estrella, Future, Nina, and Semper, who are all still vying for those top 4 spots.
He got Semper as well. Recently switched to Protoss, I believe, and has been slaying. He's been doing that Neeb treatment where he switched to Protoss and win everything.
Absolutely, yeah. Bad news from Future here, where he's not able to resume from replay, or might not be able to, because he's having some drive issues on his computer. I wonder what the etiquette is there. He's going to relog and try again, and then we'll maybe get into this replay. A bit of technical difficulties here. Grant, do you want to continue to fill the air, or would you feel better going to a quick break while we replace all these these players and figure out what's going on.
Should we just sing some songs?
Can we start with "Don't Stop Believin'" by Journey?
Obviously.
Can I invite Future in the game? Yeah, I can. Let's get him in here. Oh, nope.
Just a small town girl.
There you go. Nice. You nailed it. We're trying to get Future into the replay right now. JonSnow has also left the lobby. JonSnow's going to be testing something, I think. To
his
resume
keyboard,
replay.
I think. I think he's just popped into a quick custom so he can make sure his keyboard is working and everything is working and reacting properly. But he should be here very, very shortly. We are waiting for Future to join the lobby again. It looks like Future's having some issues. Oh, no. Trados is in for a fun time.
Interesting. Well, this will be an interesting deep dive into the rule book to see what happens here. I was just thinking, with a broken keyboard, Grant, one thing I'm really missing right now from 2020, aside from, normalcy and basic human decency and things, but in the StarCraft world, I'm really missing all the heartwarming stories of offline events where a player's luggage gets lost or something, and they say, all my gear got lost, and there is inevitably someone who lives in that town or another player who say, oh, you play on a whatever keyboard? I have that exact same keyboard. I'll bring it to you tomorrow so you can practice or whatever.
Yep.
We haven't had any of those fun, heartwarming offline stories, or stories of people getting, hilariously drunk and having an amazing time. So I, like the rest of the world, cannot wait for these offline events to crop back up in 2021. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I really miss it. I think we will have one this year from my insider information. It looks like we're going to replay the map from 0.
Wow, okay, well, we'll get on
trade
with
us.
it. Goodness.
I think that's fair. I imagine both players will agree to it as well.
Yeah, I think so. Jared is okay with it. Great. Thanks, Jared.
Cool.
Great. Okay, so we will be restarting this map here. Everdream LE. Going to be restarted with game 1 between... JonSnow, it's better for me. It is better for you, JonSnow.
He lost the drain to the Reaper.
Definitely. No other solution. Yeah, I think Future's probably pretty confident he can still win this one. He's got to feel good about his position here. Going into game 1 of Future, unless you want to give me map win. Oh no, the yawns are already starting to come. Future JonSnow says, I didn't think I was that far behind.
He wasn't that far behind. He was certainly a little behind, but it was really a manageable game.
Yeah.
Can you drag me in?
I'm trying to join right now. There we go. I just didn't click on it. That's my fault. Grant, apologies. But we're getting in finally to another game number 1 on Everdream LE, with all my moves were being queued or something. Oh, that's interesting. Like his keyboard was storing all the inputs.
Like shift was trapped downwards, I guess.
Weird. Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of is that his shift key was broken, because obviously if you hold shift, everything you move will be queued.
Yep. I've got every once in a while my keyboard will randomly decide that when I press a key, that key is held down for a while. So very often, not very often, but once a week or so, I'll be typing something and then I'll be like, "Dear sirs, it's just all A's all the way across, and I gotta delete. This is so dumb." But we've reloaded back in finally to game 1 remake on Everdream LE. Grant, do we need to introduce the players again just to be safe?
We'll do a quick one. At the top right-hand side here is Future playing for Alpha X, and his opponent in the bottom left playing for Systorm Gaming is JonSnow.
Nailed it. That was beautiful.
Do you know what? If I'm Future in this game, I'd have just proxy 2 ranks. Just
man.
The remake after all of this, I'd have done it 100%.
That would be pretty gross.
So
for sure.
good.
He's definitely not going to do that, but that would be hilarious.
It would have been so good. He's just like, all right, well, screw you.
So last game, interestingly, we saw JonSnow going for that 14 pool, 17 hatch build. This game, I think he's going to be a little bit more conservative to go hatch gas pool. Probably the smarter play, considering how much damage he took early on, despite having that early spawning pool down.
Yeah, JonSnow, it didn't work out last game. This game he's playing very, very standard. He's not worried about the proxy T-Rex. He knows most likely Future's going to just play this one out as standard, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Everything down at home here for Future. Standard Reaper expand. We'll see a CC go down as soon as the barracks finishes. Reaper on the way. Bish bash boss, game standard.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. As the barracks finishes up, we see about 400 minerals. That's generally indicative of a Reaper expand. Reaper out, orbital command on the way. And you got 300 minerals left, so that by the time your SCV reaches that low ground, you can just drop that command center. So all going along fairly normal right now. So hard to commentate after, because Grant, you and I have both been working today for an insane number of hours. What time is it there in the UK for you right now, Grant?
11 p.m, so not too late, but I'm an early sleeper. I go to bed at like 10 usually, so.
Sure.
It is past my bedtime.
Yikes. 11 o'clock, and you started this morning at, 1 o'clock in the afternoon for you? No. 3 o'clock? 4 o'clock, okay.
It's not been that long.
It has, though. That's still 8 hours of casting.
Yeah, the main thing for me is of course, I'm still not very well, so. Right. I'm trying my best as JonSnow is going to be taking the third just after he starts a couple of queens here. He did just go to scout to make sure there were no shenanigans, and he's kept his drone right by the gas guys. That's if the Reaper showed up. He could instantly jump into that and still keep him alive. But he'll drop down that third now at about the 2:38 usually. A couple of seconds earlier. Okay. Did he make any links? 5? Oh, he lost 1 to the Reaper. Okay. 6 lings is unusual. Most players only make 4.
Yeah, the extra links are certainly a bit of an eye raiser. I'm not really sure what he was thinking about doing those extra links, but they will surround the Reaper and he'll get the kill. It's worth it.
100%, and this is a polar opposite to the last game where JonSnow took damage to the Reaper. He lost the drone, the Reaper was alive, everything was a bit not ideal. And so far, a very good start here for our Zerkler.
Yeah. A quick question in the chat from someone asking why they remade the map. It appeared that JonSnow was having some keyboard issues, and unfortunately, with the recent balance patch update, there have been some players that have had problems resuming from replay or accessing their replays. So rather than ask the players, we are asking the players to resume from replay, which they can't do. We just remade the game because we weren't that far in anyway. I can't remember what time we paused
3 minutes 30.
Oh, okay. So perfect. So we're just back to our starting position. Ling will sneak in here from JonSnow. Actually, all the Ling's going to sneak in here from JonSnow. Might be able to pick something off. I don't know. They're attacking some of these army units instead of going straight up into the drone line or going up the main for scouting. Bit of a missed opportunity for JonSnow there. Yeah,
they do determine that there are 4 Hellions already on the map, and that means that he's going to need to be a little bit careful at home, make a few more Lings. Get his queens out slightly further forward just to push them away, because you don't want to take any damage to 4 Hellions. Some Terran players will only make 2 and go for that CC slightly quicker, or transition out of that and go for an air unit. This game, Future is going for a quick third CC, but JonSnow sees it in the wall and can be very, very confident right now that he can drone. Is he making 8 roaches? Is he going to go the opposite way and go kill?
He's going kill. He got that roach warren down very quickly. 9 roaches already in production here, along with the 4 Lings that are still alive, and I think he's just going to push right across the map. Seeing that early third CC from Future is indicative that the roaches may have an opportunity to get across the map and do some damage. There are no tanks out right now, no tanks in production. Future is just adding on a bunch of tech right now, adding on 2 engineering bays, fleshing out his production facilities with 2 extra barracks as well, and that third CC, of course, that the Overlord spotted in the main, the natural wall, indicative that he's got a lot of baggage right now. The army supply for JonSnow at 41 and climbing.
Yeah, JonSnow's certainly going for it this game. Is that a tank out? Yes. That is the question. No, there's 1 in the production tab about halfway done. Ravager's beginning to morph in. The wall, of course, is not bunkered. There is a bunker going down, 2 bunkers, in fact, going down. But right now, this is very, very scary. You can see the Hellions are trying to buy a little bit of time here. Roach and Ravager steaming across the map. There's nothing but units being made. This is all in from JonSnow. 31 workers. The CC, is he going to planetary it? No, okay. That's the bravest of players. You can see now that the workers have been pulled and they are going to start going down. The Viking is probably going to have to land here. The tank is now going to get jumped on top of, and this tank is the last line of defense here because everything is going down. There is so much Zerg left. 38 army supply to 14, and it looks like JonSnow, after forcing the resume from replay, is going to be able to pick up the win. The bunker stands strong for a while and may well hold, but look how many workers have gone down.
21 already, 23. That's a full Michael Jordan's worth of workers, Grant, and that is too many workers to lose at 6 minutes in the game. The tank falls. The Viking on the low ground might clean this up, but the damage is done. 26 more Lings coming in. The bunkers do stand, but man, oh man. 23 workers now to the 30 for JonSnow. JonSnow adding on some drones, adding on some Lings, but really nice damage done there. Really nice, unexpected damage.
Oh my god, the bunkers were salvaged.
Uh-oh. Spaghetti.
I really think Future said, okay, this is fine, it's done. Now, Future has a third CC. If he survives Wave 2, and there's not going to be any Banelings, right? Yeah, it's just going to be Lings. If he survives Wave 2, he's actually going to be in a good spot here. Surprisingly, sure, he's down on workers, but he's got 3 CCs worth of SCVs that he can start pumping out. Oh my god, the wall is open. The wall is open. He's gonna... Oh my god, get in that Viking. The tank and the Viking doing so much damage. The landed Viking so much here. And now JonSnow actually could be in a bit of trouble. Because behind this, as I said, the work account is just pumping for Future. He has that great tech, whereas JonSnow has no Baneling nest, no lair anywhere near. He's making 11, 12 more roaches. He knows he has to do the damage because the third CC is going to propel Future into a mid game that JonSnow will be behind in.
Yeah, it's funny how turnabout is fair play and these players going back and forth across the map. Now, there are only these 2 medevacts out. They are pretty low on energy, but that said, there's not a lot of bio to stim right now. So the bio will be all healed up. 2 tanks in this push, and the pressure point in this build is going to be the 3rd base for JonSnow. Now, it's very well maintained. It's already partially saturated, and there are some creep tumors going down, but drop into the natural.
Yeah, Future is going to load up and drop. He's split his army a little bit. The tanks are going to go home. And for Future right now, this is all he's trying to do here is defend his 3rd base with pressure. He knows once his 3rd is up and defended, he is so ahead. And GG.
Grant, we have had the earliest GGs today that I think we've had all week. The last 2 weeks, maybe, casting the EU and North America dream hacks. Obviously, JonSnow heavily supply blocked. He'd lost like 10 overlords at that point. Had nowhere to run. Was trying to make more overlords, but just didn't have enough gumption. Didn't have enough gas in the tank, and he got knocked down in game 1. Future taking a pretty big win there in game 1.
Yeah. Future was just in such a great position. The defense was so close on a knife's edge, a razor's edge. But once he pushed that away, he had that 3rd CC, and that meant he was able to survive, and he was able to take it out.
Yeah, so we're going to go into game 2 now. Future 1 game ahead, and this is a must-win for Future, I think. Those top 2 coveted spots with Namshar and Estrella, obviously at some point, Namshar and Estrella have to play each other. So one of those players cannot... the way the round robin works, obviously, is that there's no way 2 players can leave the round robin with 7-0 records. It just doesn't work like that. So if Future can stay on this 1 loss, he's going to be great. And by the way, we do have an update. Looks like Estrella has defeated Namshar. Estrella now 6-0, Namshar 5-1. So Future, if he wins this, oh my god, if Future wins this, he's going to be ahead in the map score 11-3, or 11-10. If Future wins this 2-0, he's going to be in 2nd place in the group.
And that's huge, of course, because it means you go up into that upper bracket, straight into the upper bracket semi-finals, skipping out on 1 game and having that extra life all the way up into the grand finals, where, of course, you just go in, I believe, with a 1-map advantage. I think that's the way they're doing it.
That's correct. That is correct.
So for now, let's introduce our players, because in the bottom left here of Pillars of Gold, a map we've seen so little, he is Psystorm Gaming's Red Zerg player from America. It's JonSnow.
And his fellow countryman in the top right-hand side in the blue, representing Team Alpha X. It's our Terran player. His name is Future. Still no double proxy racks, Grant. What's going on? Who is this player, and why is he playing under Future's account?
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to keep me awake longer.
That's definitely it. He knows the casters are tired, and he's like, we're going to draw this one out to at least the 6-minute mark. Just to make
1
sure
hour game incoming.
They get their just desserts. Oh man, if it's an hour game, Grant, I'm going to be passed out on my desk before this ends. This could be our very last game of the day. Hatchgas blue opener for JonSnow, and it looks like Reaper Expand for Future. It's gotta be. Oh man, classic plays from both players.
Yeah, everything very normal. I'd like to see Future do something very aggressive in this game. It seems like JonSnow tries to control the pace and lead the conversation in these games. We saw in game 1, he went for that early pull, and although he wasn't doing anything with it, he had that opportunity. He had a lot of queens out, he was shooting a lot of lava early, and we don't know how that game would have gone. Game 2, of course, was a Roach Ravager all-in that failed barely. It was very close. I'd like to see Future now be the player that forces the reactiveness from his opponent. I do feel like Future's a very, if he doesn't 2-racks, he's a very solid macro player. He plays the game out. He's the Euphermal of NA, you know? He's either super all in, or he'll just play macro and do very well.
And it looks like he's taken option 2 here in this series. He is adding on that reactor with the factory behind it, likely going to swap over, grab those Hellions, and just put on a little early pressure with the Hellions. No big deal, nothing too surprising. Do you think he goes for the 1-1-1 here, or
Yeah, it's too late for a second barracks at this point. It will be standard 1-1-1. The most interesting point of the game from now going forward is what comes out of the starport. And where the add-on on the starport goes. Is he going to go Cloak Banshee? Is he going to go Viking? Is he going to go Liberator? Just the very rare Raven. There's also Battle Cruiser openings, as we see the starport added on here. What's the add-on going to be on the barracks? That's the question. It should be a Tech Lab.
I've got to imagine it's a Tech Lab, if not for Stim, then for Cloak Banshee. Now, the Lings will get up to the top. They will see, I believe, on top of that ramp, they will see the Stargate in production. They will not see the Tech Lab getting added on that barracks. And the question, as you said, is now what's coming out of it? Oh, that SCV barely going to make it in. Hellions pop out. Thank goodness. Good timing for Future. Anyway, the question is going to be what comes out of this Tech Lab, what comes out of the barracks. Do these swap over? And I think they probably will, based on how he's built the two. Yep.
That's definitely going to be the case. We will see another Tech Lab most likely go down onto the barracks here to begin upgrades on that in the immediate future. And Cloak Banshees are going to be the play. So it's a pretty normal opening from Future with an emphasis on finding damage. They'll probably make 2 Banshees, try and keep them alive. That will be his key point here. But we're seeing, oh my god, JonSnow, are you doing it again? Yeah, he stopped at 21 workers. He's roach all-inning again.
Yep. He's been roach all-inning now for the second game in a row. Of course, the first game was had to be
we
remade
didn't get to the stage
due to technical issues. But he's trying this again. I don't like his chances. I think Future's already got plenty down. He's building a bunker. Only one bunker, though, but once this Banshee comes out, that's going to be able to pick down just about anything that JonSnow wants to bring to the table.
There's no tank, that's my concern. The tank is going to be very late. Now, the Banshee is out, and it is going to stick at home because Future knows this. He probably needs to try and buy some time here. Yeah, the Banshee's going to go in straight away, and you can see right now that Roaches can tank quite a lot of shots. It should be probably targeting down the Ravagers at this point, although I guess the Hellions do more damage to Ravagers, so Roaches makes sense. You can see the bunker is going to be full repaired. The SCV is going to do their best to fight. As soon as Biles go down on the bunker, we will see the rotation towards repairing that. Right now, though, this looks like a great hold. A few workers go down, sure. JonSnow has a slight worker lead, but once again, the tech is ahead here for our Terran player. He has everything he needs. Salvages the bunker. No third CC this time, so the game's not flat over.
Look at what JonSnow's building.
Banshee is now going to hit.
He's built 11 drones on the back of that. He has nothing back home. He has 6 army supply. JonSnow loses everything and is like, okay, that's fine. I'll drone. Right. Oh my god, this could be terrifying.
Yeah, the Hellions really don't want to be targeting down Queens. Queens aren't important right now. Go for drones, my man. Okay, with the Banshee joining, they will have enough DPS to really get some kills here. This Spore Crawler in No Man's Land will also go down. A second Banshee joining at so much DPS. We're seeing a few roaches in the production tab. This drone line is going to be in utter shambles. That's okay. He can afford to lose a few. He made like way too many. But what's he going to do for the next wave? How is he going to handle these Cloak Banshees?
You know, that's a great question. Well,
another queen will go down.
Grant. Another queen goes down. 6 drones. That means 6 drones trading for 8 SCVs right now. But yeah, as you said, these Cloak Banshees need to get out of the range of the Spore Crawler and just keep doing damage. Maybe not game ending, but if this third base goes down to Cloak Banshees,
that's game ending.
Oh boy.
That's the very definition of game ending. If they can take down this third, you can see the Spore is going to try and move. The Queen will go down as the Spore moves. Pick up. He's just going to reposition. If third Banshee joins the fray, there is another Spore. But of course, Future has found an angle. He's going to work away more and more at this hatchery. The hatchery is in so much danger right now. The third Banshee looping around, trying to find a position. It does look like maybe the hatchery will live. I don't even know at this point if it's worth sacking in order to kill the hatchery, maybe? It's going to probably get transfused pretty soon.
Gosh,
oh my god, it's so low.
Have to. Spore Crawler's repositioning here to a bit more of an aggressive position. Hyperflight Rotor's about to finish, though. And another Banshee coming out. He's going to be up to 5 Banshees before too long. And 5 Hyperflight Rotor Banshees do not care about Spore Crawlers, Grant. They tick those things down so fast.
Yeah. And we can see it is, of course, a pure mech force behind this for Future. He's not messing about in this game. As soon as Yeah, now as this upgrade finishes, he's repairing his Banshees. He dropped a mule in this position, not a mana mule, just to get the repairs in. They're going to go in and they're going to snipe that command center. Scan comes in. You can see, yeah, there's a few queens here. There's a few spores here. It really doesn't matter because if he goes for it, he will kill this base.
Yeah, I think he can dive on top. Of course, the queens do have transfuse available, so they can transfuse this base one time. But that's there it is. The transfuse goes down, and now we have a good idea of what that base looks like at about what 1/6 of its usual health, maybe 1/5 as it heals up just a little bit. Third base established for future even on workers, and here we go. The Banshee's going straight for the base. He's not messing around with anything else.
Goodbye. He gets the base. He's now going to move on. He's going to be able to find a queen out in the middle of the map. Going to run straight past it. Actually, he's going to see if there's another base here, but there's not. He'll be feeling so happy about that. This drone is so far from home, and now he's found a mineral line that's very, very open with only one spore. Future is tearing JonSnow's economy apart. Behind this, he's making lots and lots of tanks. We've got 3 tanks already. Cyclone's being brought into the fray. He's got his third down, so he's now equal on base. He's ahead of base against a Zerg player, which is just madness. He's saving most of these Banshees as well. And he's just going to go ahead and heal them up and come back.
Yeah, that's exactly the right play, of course.
Oh, he's even clearing creep. Oh my god.
What a great play for the future. He's ahead on workers, ahead on army, ahead on bases, and ahead on tech as well. We do see he's got Hyperflight Rotors and Cloak for his Banshees. He hasn't started +1/+1 yet. No armory's down for his mech units. But behind this, his mech army looking pretty scary. He's got a tank out. He's got some Marines out. A couple tanks, actually. And it's adding on more Hellions and a lot of Cyclones.
Yeah, I mean, what can JonSnow do at this point? He has his lair, so that's okay, but look how many drones he's about to lose again. The third isn't done. Oh my god, please don't take down the natural as well. That's cruel at this point. It probably won't be too long before queens start being the target of all of his aggression. 1/1 is done for our Zerg, and it's nice. Because his roach attack could potentially do some damage here. How many roaches are we looking at? 7. Oh my gosh. 6 more in the production tab. I think at this point we're going to see just JonSnow try to make as many roaches as he can and go. How much has he seen? Oh my god, does he even know he's playing against mech yet? He must, right?
And with this many Hyperflight Rotors out, it would be very unusual to go bio.
Yeah.
I will say big props to Future for staying active with all of these Banshees.
He's going to catch a queen.
Yeah. Staying active with his Banshees, making sure you're getting maximum value out of him. He's only lost 1, I think? 2.
2, I think.
He's lost 2.
He just lost another.
But really, not bad at all from Future. Staying active, forcing these gas cancels. Every little bit is so annoying, and now these are 5, 6 queens that are in the main. They're not in the third. They're not spreading creep. They're not injecting. Nope. Just forcing bad play out of JonSnow. JonSnow, his army supply ballooning up to 82, but that's all Roach Ravager, which are notoriously heavy in army supply. And even worse, don't fight Hyperflight Rotor Banshees.
And even worse, it's really not good against this many Cyclones as now the Battle Mech army does arrive. Now there is a lot of Roach here, there is a good amount of Ravager too, and of course there are multiple Queens, so there is a possibility that this doesn't go awfully for our Zerg player if he can get on top of this. He's doing a good job, his micro's been very, very good here. He has finally taken a supply lead, and it looks like, what are all these Overlords doing? Oh my god, he's making a creep highway.
Yes! Exactly what he's doing is to get these queens over a little bit more quickly to try and put pressure on Future. Future does have some tanks back home, though. He's got these Cyclones ready to go. He's walling off with the command center, and he's got the two armories very far forward. Weird positioning from Future here. I don't know how I feel about that, but here we go. JonSnow setting up for attack, and the Cloak Banshee's even gonna, oh nice, they pick off a drone. The Raven joining now, and these Banshees are gonna be very necessary for this attack.
Yeah, now this is a very sketchy angle because the queens are here, and those queens are very, very important. Now finally we do see the upgrade coming in for the Cyclones, meaning they're doing that little bit more damage, that little bit quicker. The Raven as well going to drop an auto turret. That should be queens melting. Oh, actually a good Bile does manage to catch a couple of the Ravens, but there's just not enough here. Future has so much. His tanks aren't even in this fight.
Yeah, I was just about to say that exact same thing. His tank's nowhere near that fight, not shelling down at all. The army supplies even. JonSnow remaxing on Roaches, getting 9 more out. But Banshees, SCVs, another command center being built for Future right now. As long as he survives this, he's going to be in amazing shape for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and he is going to survive this as well. He still has so much army supply. He's going to kite around here. You can see he's killing so much of the army whilst losing so little. Resources lost tab has a huge tail here. 10,000 to about 6